for the second year in a row, or third year in a row, Nebraska is in the Selleck dorm building, right on the heart of campus next to the student union. And the team will stay there for just 1 week this year, not, closer to 2 weeks like we've seen in the past. And, I was talking to somebody before practice about that, and they said it's one of those things where Coach Rule always evaluates the situation, kind of looks at things from the holistic picture. And, I think 1 week is kind of the magic number. I think you get what you want to accomplish, but you do want to make sure your players are getting the right kind of rest and handling themselves. But the big story is the coaches, though, are not in the dorm, and that's not by their choice. It's by the players' choice.
The players asked if the coaches wouldn't stay in there. What Rule said is they want it to be their thing, their team. So a team that's willing to take ownership and govern itself for a week in a dorm, that's a sign of growth. There will be operations people in there. It's not like, there'll be non-players in there.
We go over there, it's just a massive party.
There's women streaming in and out.
You go over there like, well, I can see why the coaches aren't around. They better not be around for what's going on over here.
No, they're not. That's not happening.
It's not happening.
That's not happening. But yeah, Rule said as much as
sorority rush is going to run through Selleck dorm building this year.
Rule's funny. He said, as much as I love staying in the dorm, I was happy to oblige, tongue in cheek. I think he actually does it on some levels, enjoy it. But yeah, the players, I was sort of an interesting development, right?
Yeah, just the players kind of want to run the show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they want to run the block.
There's a lot of grown men over there. I mean, covering college athletics, it dawned on me probably several years ago, actually, but you deal when you cover a team with boys, some of them, and then you're dealing with others like Teddy Prohaska, Henry Letofsky. I'd say there's a bunch of guys I could name. Then you're dealing with men. Like there's grown men you deal with, then some of them are still boys. You know what I mean? When they come in, a lot of them it's very evident. Yeah, the kid is that's just a kid.
Well,
but then by the time they get out of here, you're like, I ain't a kid anymore.
Kids don't stay overnight like that, as we did. It's like an adjustment for some guys.
Good point. It will be an adjustment for young guys.
We've talked about when we were growing up, you'd go to Creighton basketball camp, or did you say Dana? You went to Dana?
Yeah, I went to Dana. Yeah.
Dana College.
Yeah, it's Dana or Dana, one of the Dana. But yeah, I went to the Dana basketball camp.
But you'd stay for a week in the dorm.
In the dorm.
And you did that a lot in the 90s and the 80s.
Didn't think much of it.
But it's not really the norm for you. I mean, it still happens, like Mark Manning's wrestling camp, but a lot of kids to stay kind of in something out of their comfort zone in a dorm, it is an adjustment.
Well, I would say that Selleck isn't a comfort zone,
No.
those, especially for the bigger guys, those little beds. But, you don't, a lot of the creature comforts that you get used to aren't over there. You don't have a big lounge chair to go home to and watch your big screen.
Well, that dorm building's practically 100 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Osborne got his start at Nebraska he monitored Selleck dorm for Devaney.
And he impressed Devaney with the job he did.
In 62. And then Devaney
1962.
Made him a GA.
Yeah.
So there's some history with Nebraska football in the Selleck dorm building, because it all started there with Osborne and Devaney. And he gave him kind of a job that nobody really wanted to do, basically babysit a dorm floor.
And there's probably somebody like Osborne over there, right? There is. I mean, Matt Rule mentioned it.
Gus Felder and his team
of guys. So there's probably a Tom Osborne type over there.
From there, they recognized the value, and all of a sudden, within a few years, Osborne was calling plays, and years later, he was the head coach.
So he called plays for 5 national title teams. That's the one thing that always freaks me out about Osborne. He called plays for 5 national title teams.
Yeah, even Saban, all his great runs. I mean, he had so many different coordinators because they all got head coach jobs.
Yeah. But anyway, that was a kind of a key bit of information today.
So the players are running the show, and I think the proximity of Selleck is perfect. It is so close to that new facility.
It is.
I mean, so in the morning,
good point.
You got to be there at 6:30.
Yeah,
you're going to maximize that sleep and just get up and walk over and have breakfast.
It's like a minute walk, right?
Yeah, I've walked that walk all summer around there.
You do that because of kids.
I walked from Devaney.
Yeah.
around the stadium
Uh-huh.
and around Greek Row and Selleck and the Union back to Devaney. It's like a 2.5 mile, 3 mile walk.
Good for you, Sean.
But it's close. I mean, it's right there. So if that's what you were doing for a week and you weren't going anywhere else, it's perfect.
Yep. And we should mention, it's a leadership council that determined that they would stay by themselves. It's not not an entire team vote. I don't know who's on the council. I don't even think they call it the leadership council. It's
the Unity Council. Remember that's what you said.
Oh yeah, Unity. It's not. They don't call it that anymore. But it's like a leadership.
We, the media, used to make way too big of a deal about
we did
the Unity Council, and you tried to like get details about
Who's
it.
on the Unity Council,
and you really tried. And Rule's done a good job of just not really making a big deal about that.
Tempering that discussion a little
There's
bit.
a leadership council like with any team, but I do think having your team all here, you prevent, like if you had to have every player report every morning at 6:30, you're naturally going to have guys that have an issue that get late for some reason.
Yeah, this kind of removes some of the possibility of that happening, and it's good. It's the first week. You don't want any interruption. You don't want your starting running back late because he blew out a tire or something like that. No, I mean, they're right there, so there'll be no interruption.
Speeding ticket.
Yeah, something stupid.
Yeah, getting 125 guys somewhere on time at 6:30, ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, we see it. We see it in our little group of HuskerOnline guys when we meet in the hotel lobby. There's always something like, now, yeah, somebody's late. That's 5 guys, 4 guys.